What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. I just didn't get enough of that Tesla Coil action yesterday, and I actually got 2 more videos coming with Tesla Coils because they're just fun as hell to use. So here we are in Chaos 10 the Crumbled Bulwark, and we are going to Tesla this bad boy up. Now we are using, going to use the Squire's training dummy again for our walls to save us a little bit of DU. Let's go with one there. We'll go one like right here. And then, what? We're going to need something down below. So let's just go with one about right here. Now we are going to need to reflect these guys up, of course, as they will just take an enormous amount of damage if not. And we're going to be throwing in the water aura once again, improperly built. It's 100% there just for drench. So, you know, I'm not going to swap the shards around. I'm using it as a support tower, and it's not being used properly. So it's just there for the drench. No big secrets or mysteries as far as what's going on with the water aura. We're going to go ahead and get those water auras down. Over on this side, we got the enemies coming from 2 directions. So it's kind of beneficial to double reflect here, just to make sure your training dummy is being properly covered. Let's go ahead and go with one like right here as well. And then now we get to bring in the Tesla hotness. So out comes Pebbles. And let's see, what are we going to do? Well, starting off over here, we're going to go 3 Tesla coils. Going to start them right about there, I guess. The main thing we want is making sure that we're reaching line of sight over this way, and we get line of sight over this way, and then we get a little line of sight into this lane as well. Now, we're going to buff all of that up, of course, with a range pylon and destructive pylon on a Frost Strike Aura. Going to use a boost aura, and then we're going to use a buff beam. So I've got a little redundancy here too, because I just don't feel like moving stuff around. We're way over the maximum range of the Tesla coils. You don't need to use a range pylon and diffusion if you are using vicious strikes. It's going to get you to the cap regardless. And then over here, we want to double dip on this lane. So we've got one area here that it covers that top lane and the bottom lane. It is going to be right here. So we're going to go with 3 Teslas up on the rail. It's got to be up on the rail to get the line of sight. And then we're going to go with 3 more right there. Of course, we're going to buff all that up with a Frost Strike Aura. Ooh, that's not a Frost Strike Aura at all. How about that one? A Frost Strike Aura and a Boost Aura. And then we're going to give it that buff beam as well. Let's go ahead and get that in there. Something like that. 10 DU left, so not a whole lot else we can do. This, of course, is not Siege Roller or Drakenlord friendly, so you will have to DPS those. But we want to get some upgrades in. This area here gets the most workout, and it's kind of the weakest area, even though it's a double lane. So I do want to drop some upgrades in there, and then over here I'll go like 2 there and 1 there. Let's go ahead and let it fly, see how it works out. Now additionally, we have nothing in that's dedicated to flyers, which means the Teslas do handle the flyers, but you're going to want to keep an eye on it, because anything that's handling ground lanes and flying lanes could potentially get overwhelmed if the situation presents itself with enough enemies. Let's get our training dummies all spun up and ready to go. So yeah, just keep an eye out on the mini-map for the flyers as they come in. And you see the Teslas, I mean, they're not only hitting the flyers directly, but they're also bouncing up to the flyers. So you do have flyer coverage, but you want to be conscious of that, as, you know, flyers are flyers, right? That one's taking a good bit of damage. Looks like it's not getting any shots in. Not getting any shots in, and my reflect beam is a little bit off here as well. Those explosives were hitting. I'm not going to repair, so we can just simulate what if. And there we go. What if was it was just fine. So let's go ahead and get an upgrade on that. I'm not going to move that reflect beam, even though I clearly saw. You know what? I got to move the reflect beam. I can't be that lazy. It was improperly placed, so the goblin bombs were not bouncing back. They were hitting the ground and exploding. Of course, that is an AoE explosion, so it's going to hit your training dummies if you don't do something about it. All right, we'll get one upgrade on each of those training dummies just to give them a little bit more meat. And then we're just dumping into Teslas all the way around. Let's see. Let's just spam a few upgrades in. We'll spam a few more in over here. And let it fly. Now, once you get these Teslas upgraded a few times, like, you know, by wave 4 or 5, these things will be just shredding. I mean, they are going to take out some stuff, just how it is. And you see the bounce is quite glorious. Actually going all the way around from that Tesla coil. It was going all the way around to the spawn, all the way over here. That's crazy, right? Just such good stuff. I love seeing it chain around. Of course, the number of bounces is limited. The number of chains, I guess I should say, is limited. So it's going to chain around when the opportunity presents itself. But if you got a big old pack of meat sitting there with a whole bunch of baddies, then, you know, of course, the Tesla coil is not going to chain that far. But that was pretty sweet, seeing it go all the way around to the spawn like that. Let's get that Dragon Lord worked on. We're in good shape there. And I think, actually, we're to the point, we're to the threshold where just everything is going to get wrecked. We're able to really get it done here. Let's just burn these flyers out to make things go a little quicker. Alright, and there we go. So once again, this is the weakest area. I'm going to prioritize getting these guys upgraded first. And we got them maxed out. So good stuff there. By wave 4, we won't have these maxed, but we'll have some fat upgrades into them. You see the power difference just from those few upgrades there. And there it goes again. It chained all the way around the map. That is so glorious, man. I absolutely love seeing that go. Holy crap. Chaining down and up to the flyers, and down to the pack. It's just all over the place. Now, how is that going across there? I think that may have just been a visual anomaly of some sort. Don't be fooled by the range on the Tesla coil, because the chains will keep on going. So you've got the targeting range for the tower to engage, but after that, oh yeah, these things can just go ham and bounce all around and tear things up. Getting double dipped from both sides. That was Tesla bounces coming in from both ways on that pack. It's pretty crazy the amount of coverage you can get with these things. It's absolutely insane, and it's because of all of that bouncing around. You know, it's just so good. Chains for the win. I went on and threw an upgrade on that target dummy too, because it is taking a little bit of heat. But let's go ahead and just spam it out over here this time, and let it fly. And I believe we are going to be kind of automated, except for bosses. I don't think there is anything on this map we're going to have to worry about. Now, of course, if you don't have all 10 out of 10s, as long as you have the right shards and you have a beneficial mod in every position, then you're going to have the same experience. Now, it's not going to be complete AFK and chill until you get your stuff maxed out. But if you contribute, throw some repairs on some training dummies, DPS, the lanes, just help out wherever is needed, the exact same build is going to work for you without having fully maxed out stuff. Of course, it is a game of shards, so get the shards. The rest is gravy on top. So the correct shards with a beneficial mod in every slot is going to get the job done for you. Ogre down. These guys aren't even making it to the wall. That's, well, a few of them did. Or that's Chieftain in the mix, is why. Crazy, crazy good, that is for sure. This guy getting zapped and frozen. The Freezy Zap. Wouldn't it be awesome if controller proc twice off of that? That would be incredibly cool. That would actually encourage you to do lots of different elemental combos. If you could get something like... I mean, it would be the only thing used in the game, but it would be pretty cool. Nonetheless, let's see. We got these 3 maxed. We got this close. We didn't get it all maxed out, but I think we got enough juice flowing to really, really get the job done. Big damage. They just get it. They just get it. They look super cool. Being a fragile tower type defense, of course, if it gets slapped, it's going down. 1 hit from most mobs, and it's going to be over. So you want to make sure you're careful with the placement, at least, where you can put it somewhere where it's not going to be getting slapped. Let's see what happens with this big pack of flyers. Yeah. See, I think no, they still got handled. That was super sketch, though. So there is the example of must keep an eye out for those Flappy Birds, because, you know, they're going to do you dirty if they get the opportunity to. These guys going to make it through? Nope. They got wrecked too, but boy, that was super duper sketchy without a doubt. Less than 100 mobs left. They are burning fast. This map actually runs pretty quick, and it is an easier map to do if you look at it from the perspective of you've got 3 lanes. You've got 1 lane down below, you got 1 lane right here, and you got 1 lane right here. If you try to build out every single spawn, of course, the DU is going to be lacking. But if you look at this as if it were a 3-lane map, you got 300 DU to spend per lane, which of course is just absolutely enormous. And then when you get the opportunity to double dip like this, it's just, you know, more icing on the cake, that is for sure. But there is another look at the Tesla Coil from the Adept. It's just an awesome defense. Super, super cool. Very, very fun to use. And without a doubt, it can be effective when used properly. But that will do it for now. Thanks an absolute ton for watching. And I will see you next time around. Take it easy.